Hi, this is Teacher G. Are you good at retelling events? Retelling event is a skill which we use regularly, such as telling someone about our day or weekend. It is a difficult task and requires many smaller skills to be developed first. In retelling events, you have to remember or act out all the important events, but it would be better if you can remember the entire story. In this lesson, you are expected to retell and or reenact events from a story. And this is our first story about Julia and Anna. Julia and Anna went gardening yesterday. They watered the plants and bushes. Julia picked up the dried leaves and threw them in the garbage bin. Anna planted sunflower seeds. After doing their test, they sat under the tree and ate apples and bananas. They immediately went back to their house because it rained. Now, let me see if you can remember all the important events or the entire story about Julia and Anna. Answer the following questions. Where did Julia and Anna go?
Julia and Anna went gardening yesterday.
Yes, that's correct. Next, what did Julia do in the garden?
Julia picked up the dried leaves and threw them in the garbage bin.
Yes, that's what Julia did. What did Anna do in the garden?
Anna planted sunflower seeds.
That's correct. Why did they go back to their house?
They immediately went back to their house because it rained.
Great! You're good at retelling events. Now, let's give it another try if you can retell events. It's about Hamburger Sunday. Hamburger Sunday. Michelle and her friends have hamburgers every Sunday night for dinner. She helps her friend Lily prepare the buns. When the ham is done, Michelle sets the table. Everyone enjoys the delicious hamburgers. Let's recall the important events in the story. What do Michelle and her friends eat on Sundays? As we get back to the story, it says here that Michelle and her friends have hamburgers every Sunday night for dinner. So the answer is letter B, hamburger. 2. What do Michelle and Lily prepare? Is it A, hot dog, B, sauce, C, buns? Let's get back to the story again. She helps her friend Lily prepare the buns. So the answer is letter C, buns. Next, what does Michelle do after cooking the ham? A, eats, B, sets the table, C, goes home. Let's get back to the story again. When the ham is done, Michelle sets the table. So the answer is letter B, sets the table. Were you able to answer it all correctly? If yes, then you're really good at retelling events. Listen carefully to our next story. It's about Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood mother gave Red Riding Hood a basket of food for Granny. On her way through the woods, Red met the wolf. The wolf ran ahead to Granny's house and pretended that he was Granny. "What a big eyes you have," said Red. "And what big ears you have." Red screamed when the wolf tried to eat her. The woodcutter came and frightened the wolf away. Learning test number 3. Write true if the statement is correct and false if not. 1. Retelling events refers to remembering what we read or listened to. What do you think is the answer? Is it true or false? 2. You must read a story again while retelling. Do you think it is necessary to read a story again? Is it true or false? It is okay to forget the important details of the story in retelling it. Were you able to retell the story if you forgot the important details? What do you think is the answer? Is it true or false? Think about it. Retelling and or reenacting events. Retelling and reenacting events are two important skills that you must have to check how you understand a particular story. In doing this, you need to actively listen and focus on the details or information presented to you. Retelling events is simply to tell the story again by focusing on the important details. These details include the characters, settings, and events. Characters are the people or animals who act out the story. Setting is the time and place when and where the story happened, while events are the things that happened in the story. Events are the things that happened in the story. It has a beginning, middle, and ending part. Reenacting events refers to acting out a story. From the story that you have read or listened to, you have to act it out by focusing on the important details or information. You may also relate yourself in every event, so you can easily remember or recall what happened. Let's do this. Give the missing letter to complete the word. Clue. These details are very important for us in order to retell events. The people are animals who act out the story. Yes, characters. Very good. How about the time and place when and where the story happened? That's correct. Setting. The things that happened in the story and comes in sequence as beginning, middle, and ending. Events. Yes, you've got it right. Be ready in reading the next story. I know you can do it on your own. Answer the following questions about the story Amber the Ant and the Dove. Number 1. Where did the ant climb to get some water? A. Tree. B. Vine. C. Blade of grass. Number 2. How did the dove save the ant? A. Pluck a leaf and drop it in the water. B. Swam. C. Called a friend. Number 3. If you were the dove and you saw an ant drowning, what would you do? A. Save the ant. B. Fly and enjoy. C. Go home. Let's read the story of Harry and the purple crayon together. Harry is very imaginative. One day, he decided to go for a walk. kid took with him his favorite purple crayon. He drew the moon. It started following him in his path as he continued his walk. Along the road, he drew his favorite tree with his purple crayon. Moving a little further, he drew a beautiful sea with a boat to sail. Who is the main character in the story? A. Peter, B. Gary, C. Harry. 2. What is the favorite color of the main character? A. Blue, B. Purple, C. Pink. Number 3. What was the last thing that Harry drew? A. Moon, B. Tree, letter C. Sea. Learning Test 6. Reenact the story in Learning Test number 5. Do this in front of your parents, guardians, or siblings. Then, ask them to give their comments about your performance using the questions below. Was I able to reenact the events well? Did I include all important details in reenacting the story? Give your best shot and don't forget to thank them for their comments. In your notebook, complete the paragraph by selecting your answers from the choices below. Choices are events, understands, and reenacting. Retelling blank refers to recalling of the important details from the story read or listen to. Meanwhile, blank events means acting out the story using the necessary information. Retelling and reenacting events are two important skills that one must have to know if he or she blank a particular story. Let's see if you got the correct answer. Number 1 answer is events. Retelling events refers to recalling of the important details from the story read or listened to. Meanwhile, reenacting events means acting out the story using the necessary information. Retelling and reenacting events are two important skills that one must have to know if he or she understands a particular story. Did you answer it all correctly? Nice! Keep up the good work. That's all for today, kids. Go read more stories, then retell and reenact events from that story. Thank you for watching. Bye!